Going to bring in Gerald Griggs, who is the vice president of the Atlanta chapter of the NAACP. We are so glad you're here, and I got to say, I'm trying to mince my words to find ways not to curse on air, because as I've been watching the coverage of this, I can only imagine how community members are feeling watching this go down, and to even be in a position now, and you're an attorney, so you'll kind of jump in and talk to us about this legal process, to have to even watch the court start to have a conversation about something that feels to us to be evident is in and of itself infuriating that we're calling the question. But welcome so much to Amplified. And, I would love for you to talk to us. You got a couple of hats. You're an attorney yourself. You're also with the NAACP. And I know that you've been doing a lot of work around just awareness and activism, et cetera. Talk to us about what's happening on the ground.
Yeah, so on the ground, you have numerous civil rights organizations. You have the family of Ahmaud Arbery, and you have a community in Brunswick, Georgia, that is in turmoil because of what happened on February the 23rd in that community. And the fact that it took 74 days and outrage from the community to hold these three individuals accountable. So the Glenn County NAACP, as well as the Arbery family, set out to get justice. Many other civil rights organizations around the state joined that call. And ultimately, the video was released and the world saw what happened in Scintilla Shores. So we've been advocating with the family since that time. We continue to amplify and ask for justice. And today, they began that process with jury selection, which we anticipate will take several weeks because of the number of jurors they have called in to question. So that's what's happening on the ground. We are cautiously optimistic, but we are focused.
Gerald, could you please I want to back up for a minute, and could you just talk to us about this idea of a citizen's arrest? When I think about a citizen's arrest, it feels like this antiquated idea from however, long ago, where a bunch of John Wayne wannabes got to run around and say, oh, you shoplifted and I'm going to grab you and take you in and hold you accountable. But the reality is that these, two men and the guy who filmed it were acting on what they believed to be, a citizen's arrest, that we're going to go and we're going to grab this guy. And I would love for you, from a legal perspective, to just share with us, why is that still a thing? And what actually is it? And do you think that there's some real weight here in this trial around that defense that these guys were making a citizen's arrest?
Yes, well, in Georgia, there's an antiquated former law now. It's been overturned since this particular case, but there's a former law that allowed citizens with probable cause to detain another citizen and hold them until the police got there. It is a relic of the Black codes. It's a relic of the Civil War, when you had the Fugitive Slave Acts, where individuals who were deputized by the local sheriff to go catch fugitive slaves. And so ultimately it took till 2020 to remove that law from the books here in Georgia. But the idea is that a honest, law-abiding citizen can go make an arrest of another citizen who they believe they have probable cause to detain. We've always maintained that it was an antiquated law. It had no place in Georgia jurisprudence. And ultimately, it's very sad that our dear brother Ahmaud Arbery had to lose his life for that law to be repealed. But the McMichaels and William Bryan are going to lean on that law that was in effect when they attempted to hunt Mr. Arbery, and they believe that will be their defense. I don't believe it's going to be a successful defense because even if you believe that he had committed a burglary, Georgia does not permit you to kill someone under the citizen's arrest statute.
Thank you for saying that. I was actually just going to ask you that. The citizen's arrest mean that you can go around and start killing people? Because we also, witnessed it almost 10 years ago now, the murder of Trayvon Martin. And Zimmerman was able to walk on an actual law, right? As disastrous as we know Stand Your Ground is the law that says that, you kind of feel threatened, you could shoot somebody and you can kill them. And so I just, am curious about, in the state of Georgia, What's happening there in a political climate where these policies have continued to be on the books? I know that you and NAACP have advocated for some time to try to start to rewrite these antiquated rules. You know, these come from slave patrols, as you just highlighted for us. Like, these are coming, a lot of these laws that are on the books and policies that are on the books, people have to understand that they come from a time that everything was about stomping out black people, and they could do that unabashedly then. But now we still got these policies on the books, and then we see these white guys go and kill a black person. What do we expect, right? How is it that these persevered for so long?
Well, you know, you have a climate here in Georgia that's been fanned by the previous president, and now you have vigilante justice. And ultimately, in a very divisive, volatile time, we have to continue to push back and be resolute. You know, similar to what happened in Trayvon Martin, there are certain laws on the books here in Georgia that are antiquated, and we have to remodel, we have to reform. But ultimately, in Georgia, it's always been the law that you could not use disproportionate force for self-defense. So regardless if the McMichaels and William Bryan argue that they were doing some type of citizen's arrest, you can't bring a gun to a fist fight that you started. So that's ultimately where this case really lies. It's very sad that, again, another African-American, an unarmed African-American was gunned down. But we believe that in this time in Georgia, justice will prevail. And that's why it's important for people to support the Arbery family and support the activists in the community in Glenn that are going through this trying time, but are resolute in running with Ahmaud. So I think what's going to happen in this case is they're going to be able to find a jury that will understand Georgia law is quite clear. You can't bring a gun to a fist fight. You can't be the perpetrator of a deadly assault and then claim self-defense. It's a little bit different than Florida.
Well, let's hope. And you make so much sense, right? You're an attorney. You know how to lay out all of the arguments. It makes sense to me, and I would imagine everybody watching. And I just wonder, you know, we do have actual video evidence. And we've seen what happened. And I wonder how you think that's going to play out, and will that be different? I'm thinking about, you know, George Floyd. There was a full video that showed the horrific, heinous crime that happened and the tragedy of that crime. Someone's life was lost. Having that video, do you think that that's going to play out in this case in any way beyond just you being right, and making a good argument?
I think absolutely. You know, some of the strongest evidence you have in a courtroom is video evidence. The video speaks for itself, and I think that's what prosecutors are going to harp on. You can clearly see Ahmaud Arbery running down the street. You can clearly see William Bryan hit him with the car and try to box him in, him go around the car and go around the McMichael's vehicle. You can see Travis and Gregory. You can see Travis get out of the vehicle. You can see Gregory on top in the bed of that car. You can see the fight that precipitates started by Travis, and then you see and hear both gunshots, and then you see Ahmaud try to struggle away, and then ultimately you see the body cam footage of the statements that are given by all of the defendants right after it happened. There was no real claim of self-defense. What they were saying is, we were trying to arrest this individual, and again, under Georgia law, you cannot use deadly force to arrest anybody. So I think that this case is quite clear. I'm glad that there was video. It's kind of interesting that the person who released the video thought the video would exonerate him when it actually got him arrested and everybody else. So I think the video will be pivotal in this case.
Now, when things like this happen, oftentimes people take to the streets. There are lots of demonstrations. There are calls for there to be changes in the law, etc. But taking something as horrible as this situation and translating that activism into real policy change is not an easy thing, especially in Georgia, where you have the state legislature that is dominated by Republicans. Tell us a little bit about, in the time we have, I would love to hear about how you have been successful, NAACP has been successful, the uprisings have been successful, and actually moving towards policy change to get rid of bad law so that people can't use this as defense again. You know, inspire us, please, with something positive about how that works so that we know what we need to keep doing in order to keep moving the laws onto the side they need to be.
Exactly. And, you know, Georgia's the birthplace of civil rights movement. We have been integral in the social justice movement. So this was a call to action. Unfortunately, our dear brother Ahmaud passed away, but we used that pain and turned it into purpose. We focused on two elements of the law. The citizens arrest statute, getting that repealed, and also getting a hate crime legislation to punish anyone else that would do anything like this. And it was because of the members down in Glenn County. It was because of the family of Ahmaud Arbery that two laws changed. We use the insightful wisdom of our foreparents, Dr. King and C.T. Vivian and John Lewis, and got into some good trouble, peaceful, nonviolent trouble. But we changed the course of Georgia's legislative history by overcoming the divide and coming together and saying there's no place for hate in Georgia. And that's what the legacy of Ahmaud Arbery will be, that he changed the course of legislative history here in Georgia, and we are going to get justice. So I think the message to the rest of the country is, yes, we were heartbroken, but we turned that pain into purpose and we changed laws.
Well, let's hope that, you know, we can continue to do positive things with our pain and with our angst, but it is really sad, and I'm just so sorry that Ahmaud had to lose his life in order for Georgia to start to get its act together. Thank you so much for all the work that you do, and we appreciate you joining Amplified.